Hello and welcome to the next episode of our Terra Invicta Protectorate run. Now, last episode, the European Union of France has bursted out of the alien administration again because they are losing armies. Only one of their two high-tech armies are left. The low-tech army disappeared already, probably got defeated somewhere or nuked, who knows. And now, probably they're going to... Where are they currently? One shot? Oh, they're fighting over here, apparently. Okay. So we are going to let them. Let's see what happens. And probably the aliens will, sooner or later, make a new fleet and send it towards Earth. But hopefully we can negotiate with them first. So currently, the goal for this campaign is that we learn their demands as soon as we have it available. So we're going to progress forward a bit. It's going to be our main technology that we aim for here.
Sentiment is increasingly with us.
And
Order is returning.
what we try to, meanwhile, try to fix, is our boost problem. So I made some mistakes here. For example, our outpost mining complex is currently not powered because I have still one of the solar collectors under construction. I can't shut down this one, so we don't have a chance of making this work. So we have to wait for a month until we get our mining bases operational again. These two are shut offline. This one will be usual. And then we still have to fix these three here. The problem here is that we shouldn't have built the solar science. So the social science lab, we should have waited for the hydroponics, because now we have to rebuild it and it costs a lot of boost. There's a problem. We also probably should have waited here a bit, because these stations currently cost us 1.5 volatiles that we do not have, despite having hydroponics already. So that's just the base cost that we have to pay anyway. So that's the problem here. It's just the usual support costs. So like the life science labs we should have built, but they are very useful for the welfare bonuses, so it's not that easy. We also eventually have to upgrade to the solar collectors, but that's only a thing when we have fixed our boost income here. So that's what we are going to work upon as well. Oh, wait a second, I completely forgot to call this one home since years. Why did nobody tell me? But the others are in place, right? Yeah, it's only the Korean army that is protecting Korea that let's get home. Completely forgot about this one. So yeah, with our investments, we are mostly trying to fix the welfare problem still in Canada and in the United States, but we are getting closer to a cohesion breakpoint where we can slow down. We already did on welfare, but we can probably reduce it further eventually to get more boost and also then more knowledge out of these states here. And that's more or less... Did I just get an achievement? Oh, apparently. There's a new achievement, which I didn't have before. So yeah, that's more or less what we are going to do here. And ooh, a new admin org. Nice. So who do we pimp? Trish? Maybe. If you want something with command, here we have something with command and ops income. I think that's a good idea. So we get this for Trish. And then we can get the +1 command, +3 ops income org. That's pretty good. We do need these kind of things here. Yeah, and more or less that's all we do now. And wait, of course, for the quests to come in. 18. We can't slap. I know she wants more command if she can. Shall we wait? Ron can get one more admin here. There we go. Not sure what I buy on him. I'm probably waiting for something better. With espionage and investigation, but I don't see anything right now. This one here maybe for security. But we don't have government yet. That's the next one we are going to buy. So we have to wait a bit for him to get government orcs. Yeah. So, but in general, I think it's going decently. We do have 61% on alien tech. and 75 from projects which we only have from our orcs, so not from any skunkworks or anything. So no modules, only from our orcs, and this is a really good bonus this early on. So that's what we are using to finish some quests here. And the global tax, we are not going to do molten core fission, we don't care about this one. But we are caring about these two, but we didn't invest into Unity heavily here. So we're keeping an eye on this to keep going into the future here. And with that, I'm going to jump forward until something interesting happens. Okay, we already finished their demands. It was earlier than I expected. I thought it was after the mission phase, but something must have recalculated. So I just got surprised by a bit. We have completed their demands. Thanks to our efforts, both in translation and in limited recreation of the Ferricide-based communication, the Hydra have thankfully shown some willingness to not only engage with us, but also to simplify their complex tongue for our sake. The latest and clearest response brings good news and bad. The good, they do not currently intend to simply destroy humanity outright. The bad, they stipulate a degree of subjugation far beyond our reasonable expectations.
Commissioner, the aliens are so powerful. We have no alternative if we hope to preserve the human race.
The Hydra demands are as follows. The humanity is to cease all military operations against Hydra forces and place all the forces under the command of Hydra-appointed representatives. Humanity is to commit to building no space fleet, weapons of mass destruction, or any other military asset that could present a threat to the Hydra race. Any such weapons in existence must be turned over to Hydra-appointed representatives. Humans will commit to supporting the Hydra race in any and all future endeavors or military conflicts. A standing human force will be raised and trained to serve under Hydra handlers in future operations. First with volunteers and then with conscripts if the aliens require it. To ensure that points 2 and 3 are carried out, orbital weapon platforms will be placed in low Earth orbit carrying sufficient firepower to suppress any possible human resistance. These weapon platforms will be placed under the control of Hydra-appointed representatives. The debate in the Council was impassioned. Many spoke against the alien conditions. The demand for a standing military force raised the most outrage. Many insisted that our faction's purpose was peace, not war. In the end, I was forced to cut off the debate and issue an executive order accepting the Hydra demands. The situation is sensitive and the time for discussion is over. Unfortunately, it appears that Lavrenti's warnings were accurate. Certain members of the advisory attempted to reverse my decision after the meeting was over. They have been placed under arrest for the time being, for their and our protection. I cannot help but feel frustration. Can they truly not see the necessity of our actions? At stake is not merely the success of our movement, but the very survival of humanity itself. The aliens have made their position clear, and we must work to carry out the demands, no matter how distasteful. A great deal of work must be done to prepare the Sentinel modules. After that, we will have to establish the standing force that the Hydra have demanded, but they have indicated that the Sentinels are their priority. Already various members of our faction have contacted me to make protests. After the 5th or 6th, I have stopped taking their calls. I'm so tired of listening to their complaints. Do they think we are doing this because we like it? There's absolutely no other choice. Lavrenti has suggested that the protesters be preemptively removed from sensitive positions, and I have agreed, at least for now. Once peace has been established and people have come to see the necessity of our action, we can return to a more normal state of operations. For now, security is paramount. Research the Coexistence Pact when it becomes available. So we need to appease the invaders and their demands. We have done both, so we are waiting for the next project to unlock here. Maybe it will happen quickly. Let's see. Political unity. Ooh. We're definitely going to take the 50 free invest into welfare priority. That should drop us down significantly. We are currently at 3.304. And now we are at 3.177. Yeah, that was a very good event. That saved us at least a month or two. If not even more. If it was 50 investment points, then... Yeah, current investment is only 6.6, so that was like 8-9 months currently. That's a lot. That pushes up our cohesion value resting point a lot. Yeah, so that's a bummer of news for the Protectorate here. Caliphate project. No, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do any great projects because we are going to aim for the United Nations. So yeah, we wait for this new faction quest to start and then we are going to take it immediately. So let's actually see if we can... Let's pacify the US again. Safe. We do have 12 income though, so we can fix our next station here, which is going to be hydronics here, hydroponics, solar collector here. Then we have to wait again a bit. Continue. Nope, we don't care. Ah, there we go. Follow objective. Develop coexistence packs. Allows to transfer territory to the alien. Alien attitude towards is set to tolerance. So afterwards they are friendly to us. Spins off new orc to the faction pool. Okay. So we are going to do this immediately. 25,000. Wow, that's expensive. That's going to take us a year to research. Yeah, if we were to cease all other research except for this one, it would be 13th of December. Then we would lose this tech though. I don't want to. Yeah, let's keep it on January here, like this. It should be fine like this. But we can see if we can boost up science a bit further. For example, by getting, yeah, something like this here. 3 projects means 15% research bonus. That's definitely something I want. Let's see who could get it. We can definitely remove something like energy research here temporarily. But there are other things which are probably worth less, which we can remove first. Like this one is only 1 science, but it has 10% social, that's not bad. We can definitely get rid of this one. We don't want to lose 25 science here though, but we are currently at 26, so 1 is fine. If we get 1 here, we can lose 2. So this one and maybe this one? Yeah, I think these 2 can, so unassigned for now. Maybe we can move the 10% social science somewhere else. Ooh, we also have this one. Yeah, we want all of them to see how much bonus we can get. But this guy is now... Can we get... Ooh, we can get admin here. Oh, yeah, yes, definitely. So maybe we can make this one work by, for example, temporarily removing... I know, the Apollo funds can go now. We don't need that anymore. There we go. Now we pick up Fornax here. And that's all the projects we can have. We need to wait until it is updated, so let's wait for the next mission phase.
Offering support.
I will help them.
And see how our bonus is currently. How well it will be. And also,
things are cooling
few
off.
days I can do, yes, I can do now. I can finish this one. I can finish this one. Solar collector, here we go. Now our lunar bases are finished.
Cleaning things
And
up.
we can finally save up some boost for the next project, which is probably going to be the settlement hub on our main volatile base to get that one going, because that's going to be the biggest hit on our incomes.
Target secure.
Okay, nice, we got that one. So let's see. We also get new orcs next, so the new orc phase is starting. So maybe we get more project. That would be perfect because we need as much speed up as we can get. So now we are 5th of January. So we almost cut a whole month of time away from these shifts of orcs here. It's really good. And we do have, however, no other techs with orcs with project bonuses. But that's fine. I'm going to try to resort the stuff we currently have to see if we can squeeze out a bit more science. And of course we are going to also continue with what we got. We maybe want to shift a bit more into knowledge now. Again, just to get a little bit more out of the US here. We also get our cohesion value up this way by investing into it. So let's do this. Use the lost inequality that we got from the event. And yeah. So, let's speed forward. Let's see what happens. Okay, a new development has occurred. And what I found out is where the United Nations is. I didn't see it before, but now I found it. Because I was picking the new tech here, and I picked Great Nations, because in Great Nations we do have, if we go to the full tree, I was searching for United Nations, but there's no technology like this. There is, however, the greater authority here, the protected authority. We can see here that this one is the United Nations claim. And so United Nations capital region is New York. We want to rush this one, but it's very, very far away in the tech tree. So we get Coexistence Pact. We need Great Nations. We are working on that right now. But we also need Accelerender, and Accelerender is actually a late game tech. So Accelerender needs a rival governance, integrated Earth space economy, and minded machines, and is 150,000 tech points. Yeah, this is very, very far away. But nonetheless, we are going to push for this. We can prepare what we can, of course, for this project. But yeah, we do have to need to do arrival psychology here, probably soonish. And yeah, then arrival mass communication is also good early on. So we're going to see what we exactly can do to push this through. We want to, yeah, there are a lot of big techs that we have to do, like arrival culture, our space future, arrival governance here. They are all very expensive, and then the kicker is Accelerender itself. So that's going to be costly. Very costly. So this will take a few years to reach. Which also means that we are going to change focus a bit. The Coexistence Pact no longer is priority. Instead we are going to prepare for Accelerender now. So we're going to push actually this technology first now. We're going to wait this out. We're not going to rush Coexistence Pact here. Because we want to take control of molten coefficient system, whatever is behind there, what they're going to pick. Hopefully they pick something that is useful for us, but we're going to take control of all 3 global research slots now, if we can make it work. That's a big question now. Can we make it work with only our Earth-based economy? So that's going to be a problem. Currently we are taking over the Central American bit for which I researched the project here. I'm not sure how we best unify this, because I think I need an army to use the US to conquer the other things. But yet, the army is far away here. So 60 investment points, and buying it is very expensive, so I think that's not... No, that's military. Build armies also, yeah, it's also very expensive. So that's not really an option. But I guess we have to invest 100% into this. Have to stabilize it. And then the total economy this one can put out is 5.86. So basically 6 per month. Which means we have to invest like 10 months non-stop into an army to get Guatemala this province here. This army here, and then the provinces. Unite them. But I think this is a worthwhile project, so we afterwards do it by force. Until now we're just taking them peacefully to get a little bit of science, investment points, and so on out of it. I'm not going to actually do the space program here. Instead, I'm going to just put them on funding, actually. Because it's not worth to do the space program here 5 times. But yeah, the realization of where the United Nations is of course a little bit of a bummer. So we have to see how we can push this forward the quickest, which also means that we need better labs. So we do need the social science lab for this, because all the other techs here, which we saw, Accelerando, where are you? Here, has a lot of government techs in front of it. Basically only government techs in front of it. So we want the social science lab. Tier 2. Social... Now lab we have, research center is what we want. For this we still need directed space research, which we don't have yet, but it's a social science. It would require quantum computing. I'm not sure that we actually go to quantum computing in this run. We might want to delay this for a long time. On the other hand, maybe the AI will pick it. Quantum computing is almost unlocked now. We still need advanced. Yeah, I don't want to give the AI, the other factions, too many good tech, so I'm not sure. We could pull it off, of course, with just our orbitals here. So what we, for example, could do now, right now, is make a new orbital. Wait a sec, we can talk about this. Monthly ledger, we do have here. We currently have 51% boost. From this, it's 15, 21, 30, 31, 41% from orcs. So we can get another 10% orc for this, but we only have 10% from stations. Which means, in short, we maybe want to replace these ones here to get another 7.5, which is so it's rounded up, 7.5 actually. And then we just make another orbital with only social science stations. Probably we make 2 orbitals for this, just to max out to 50% bonus from science stations. I think I want to do this, so I'm going to look at that now. So the life science hubs here have to go now and get replaced, be replaced by a social science lab. Yeah, 0.6 boost. I don't mind. There we go. 7.5% bonus here on top now. We went down to 65%. We can't remove. However, we can consider upgrading one of those to an array. The solar array will get us 61 energy, which is basically everything we have here currently. So we can upgrade one right now. Will cost us 1 boost. Then we would have 121 energy. Which means we could replace some more of those solar collectors here. We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So we're going to wait for this to finish, then we upgrade, then we replace some solar collectors and make more make more modules here. We can do the same on principle here, but we would lose for a short while some research, which means we probably want to deactivate the Xenolabs for a while. I'm not sure. Or we do the cheap way that we just make a new orbital now. So I found a new orbital in Lear. It's a 10 boost actually. And then we build this here. So solar array. And then we do the social science hubs. And of course, first and foremost, we do the... Oh, we can't make the hydroponics currently. So I have to wait for more boost, and then we can make the hydroponics, and so on. That's what we are going to wait for right now. And get our social science bonus up. Okay, here we are. I made a bit of a jump to the next year. We are in January. We are going to finish the Coexistence Pact now. We are also firmly in control of the global techs, which we are pushing to get to Accelerender straight. So basically we have to do this one to get into what's called, I think, the arrival security and so on, to get further towards Accelerender. So we are controlling this right now. We're also going to go into quantum encryption because I noticed it is on the way what we have to do, which means that we are going to get our 6th agent anyway. Also, in regards to our agents, I have been reshuffling a lot in between to get our decent science outputs here, or reward or percentages. So what I have done is I built some stations around Earth, which are going to give us research bonuses and flat research. It's also very important. And then on top, I started to focus first that I have 10 ideally of each kind for getting the investment rewards. For example, like 10 of the social science to get government score, or 10 of the information science to get knowledge rewards, and so on, and of space research facilities for them mission control rewards, which we are currently maxing out, but also most importantly the energy-based modules for the boost reward, so that we can build more efficiently more boost here. And also on top, I have been reshuffling our orcs here so that we do not have more than 50% from one category. For example, here, social science is now at 51%, and this one is at 30% bonus, 30 here, 53 here, and so on. So we are very close to actually do it like this. Energy we can reduce a bit, and also here we need a little bit more. But basically I'm playing around with that, trying to find the right orcs and increase our science output from the orcs further. But afterwards we are diving into other rewards when this is resolved. Now, let's finish the quest here to finish also then... What? Oh. Oh, the aliens have given us control points. Nice. We're going to put it on spoiled though, because I don't think I need anything here except for money. Yeah, so let's finish this and go to our Coexistence Pact with the alien. Okay. Okay. I also, the science output increased massively in this episode from around 2 to 3.2k. So that's actually pretty good. Okay, we have completed Coexistence Pact. Though some among us refuse even now to see it, our only hope of maintaining human society as we know it is to accede to the invaders' demands. This entails the Hydra effectively transforming Earth into a battle station. A bitter pill to swallow, to be sure, but less so than our total destruction. Those of us who accept that there is no alternative have agreed on a course of action, both for what exactly the so-called Sentinel project will require, and for the swift removal of any obstacles that might stand in the way. So it allows us to transfer territory to the alien nation if we want to, alien attitude towards set tolerance, and we have got a new organization, the Protectorate Authority.
Commissioner, despite some difficulties, we are ready to start building the Sentinel modules.
So plans for the Sentinels are ready. The blueprints and location for each orbital weapon have been finalized. All that remains is to build them. There was a terrorist attack upon our research facility. The perpetrators attempted to destroy our Sentinel designs, but Lavrenti had anticipated the attack and doubled the guard. At first we initially assumed that other factions were responsible, but upon further investigation it appears that the terrorist group had its root within our own organization. Calls to action were posted on our internal communications network. The messages have since been deleted, and all of the surviving perpetrators and their suspected co-conspirators placed under arrest for interrogation. I'm sick of those constant acts of sabotage. An eternal state of emergency has been declared. All of our members who have shown insufficient enthusiasm or lack of commitment to our cause are to be placed in protective custody for the duration of the crisis. Already scores have been removed from their positions. Some people have claimed that we do not have enough holding facilities for so many. But Lavrentier has assured me that he will take care of the problem. And in any case, I do not have time for irrelevant details. I'm busy saving the human race. So, we can now check out... Wait a second, what do we want to research now? We want to keep going on our control binds so that we can expand. Also, our army project here is really going nicely. So in the next episode, we are going to go to war and unite this forcefully. And then afterwards, we're probably going to continue into some South American shenanigans here in the next episodes. But yeah, so for this one now, we have our... No, we don't have the... Wait a second, do we have... We got an orc. Claim hegemony, assault enemy space at the dominate nation. Ha, okay. So 3 admin for someone. I think we're going to put it on the persuasion guy. So... Obuya here. You need to get rid of something. You can get rid of... You only have 1 admin orc, but you had 24? Really? Yeah, he's at 19. Impressive. So we're going to take out Voice of America for now. Yeah, I think we're going to unassign. Then this one. So. Okay, and now let's finish the mission phase and let's see. Isn't there... Huh. Looks like we have to finish the other quest here first before we get our final quest. Probably we need exotic materials. That would be my guess. So we can't see our final
Where do you need me?
mission yet, but we do have 2 new missions here now. Dominate nation. Threaten the nation with bombardment from our Sentinel platforms. Successfully convert a control point to our faction. Failure will require us to carry out our threat before acquiring the control point. We must have at least 1 Sentinel module active in an Earth interface orbit, okay? And then we have the claim hegemony. Activate our network of Sentinel stations to establish our dominance of world affairs, placating the aliens. Our human nations will surrender to us. Requires we may have met our victory objectives. Yeah, we don't know those yet. Okay, but do we already have the... Yeah, it looks like it's a tier 3 module, which we can't see yet. So... Do we see it like this? No. Yeah, I think we can't see it because it's a tier 3 module. But do we have it somewhere in our... in the codex somewhere? Is it in there somewhere? Heat management... Habitats... Building habitat... Now, project... Orbits... Control points, region, surveillance, orcs, recruiting... No. We don't... see those yet. Yeah, I think we have to get exotic materials done. Which means we can actually switch into... This unlocks exotic materials, which you already have here. Let's start on exotic materials, so maybe we can finish that next episode. Yeah, we are pushing towards the general objective. I'm a bit worried that we have to... that we can't properly keep 3 slots busy here. That's my main worry here, because we do have Great Nations, which is going to be one of the requirements for Accelerando. I know, Great Nations was the requirement for the Protectorate Authority project. You're going to need a rival governance, where we are far away from. But we are close to a rival security. Yeah, a rival mass communication is probably going to be one of the next ones. So, and then we need integrated Earth space thingy. A rival internet development is finished. We need next generation Earth space that's available. Our space future is what we are currently working towards indirectly with quantum computing and then encryption. I mean, we don't need encryption, but we need computing. So encryption gives us a 6th agent, but computing doesn't. So we're probably going to do this one, and then encryption is going to be a filler when we cannot go straight for accelerando. Yeah, and this one here, our space future will require a lot of stuff which we don't have yet. Like space commerce here, which needs industrialization. We need space navies, which needs ad Astra's done. Neutralization of space are available, that's cheap. Okay, so we are close to space navies at least. And yeah, space future, space commerce. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we have to do. And the most important thing is that we are going to get our science up and that we start working towards unifying Earth under our banner. That's why I also pushed towards the Great Nations here. Because maybe the AI will research something. I don't want to do United North America, but let's see, maybe we do it. But because it would simplify things, maybe. If we don't have other projects to do. And then the atomic accumulation, of course, goes towards the quantum computing and so on, and military science here. After that, we probably go into the arrival security, because that's also going to open up projects which are related to control points. We do need more now, a lot more, and so that's going to be a thing. But yeah, I think we need to finish the other faction quests first here, like exotic materials, before we can get our final end game quest, because we don't have it available yet, so we have to do these two. By the way, let's finish alien technology. Now we can do both here. We don't really have urgent projects currently. Cybernetic implants is something like a luxury call already, just to be faster with our science and admin scaling. We still need more money though, but that's a problem I can't solve currently. We can of course invest a little bit of our influence into funding here, but that's only 5 points. Just not going to give us anything. It's not remarkable here. So, yeah. I do think eventually we have to push a lot into funding in our nations. We already started here on Canada, but we also want to use Boost to get some people into around the orbit of Earth, because we can use the... Where are you? The medical center here, for example, which costing us 1 boost, but it also costs 5 water and 3 volatiles. We don't really have a lot available for this either, but we could also go into the tourist berth here, which is basically only... Wait a second, that's the tier 1 module. I don't have the tier 2 researched. Not yet. Okay, so then let's check it out on the... Here, I think I have it unlocked, but I didn't do it. You can see here the space hotel costs us 2 only, but 3 boost instead. But boost is available. We can do as much boost as we want, and then it gives us 120 money instead. So that's a lot of cash, and I think this one is actually preferable for our situation compared to the medical center. Because the medical center takes a total of 8 resources, the hotel only takes 5, but a bit more boost, and boost is cheaper. So we're going to do the hotel, get more cash out of this, and then we have to see how we do it. We already have a few of those going here, I made a few of those tourist births already. I'm not sure if we get events for those. But what we need to do now, relatively soon, which means in the next episode as well, is to do the upgrades here, get a farm going, and then we have to see how we manage all our energy problems. Because the solar array isn't that great. It's just 61 energy. I'm not super convinced. If we go to... I should really make a cut in this episode now. If we go into the tech tree, the only other options we have to module for energy is that we can go to the fission. What's it called? Fission. Not the fission pile, but the fission reactor array. Here. The problem here is it costs us 2 water, 1 volatile, and 0.2 fissiles. Fissiles we do have abundantly. But this is a lot of boost cost that we have to pay. And the other thing we could use would be the fusion reactor. So the fusion heavy fission piles and heavy fusion reactor array, for example. But that would cost us 3 to 0.5, 0.5, and then a bit. The nobles are a problem for us as well. But this one would produce, of course, 300 energy. So it's maybe a consideration that we go into the heavy fusion reactor array. Maybe. Because that would solve all the energy problems we currently have on our stations. And later, we could consider going into the heavy fusion reactor array in the ring hab. But that's also probably... Could also go just into the normal fusion pile, and then the fusion reactor array, and then the fusion reactor farm. So the non-heavy variants, which are a bit different, but they also have a high upkeep, 10, 6. And we don't have either of those available abundantly. So we are going to run into massive resource problems later, because we are constraining ourselves to just Earth&Luna. Yeah. It's a big question I have to still solve, which I'm not sure yet. But I think I'm rather leaning towards the heavy fusion reactor farm. No, not heavy fusion reactor farm. The heavy fusion reactor array for starters. 300 energy, decent upkeep costs for us, and would solve a lot of problems. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. What do we need for this though? We would need the heavy fusion pile. Heavy fusion pile, fusion reactor array. So we go through this one. Orbital core, fusion pile, settlement core. Fusion pile requires what? Deuterium, tritium fusion. Ah, that's expensive. 50,000. Not on our path. I'm not sure if I actually go there. Maybe as an alternative if we run out of technology to pick. So instead we are going to go into the heavy solar array. So that's going to be a thing. So the solar farm then. For which we need just ring cores and or colony cores. I think it's just one of those. Completion may unlock, exactly. But I don't want to give the AI ring cores or colony cores currently, so I'm not sure that we actually go to rings or early on, which is problematic. But we need ring cores anyway for our faction quest at the end. I would expect that the Sentinels have to be on a ring core. So that's something we have to do. But yeah, ring core would require us to do ring habs. Ring habs requires our space future, where we are currently working towards. And extended space survival is something we don't do currently, but it's not too expensive. 10,000 only, yeah. So ring habs is maybe a side step we do relatively soonish. But yeah, leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next episode where we continue our struggle here on Earth and everything connected to that.